Hey, everybody, it's me, Jonathan Millard, the voice of the Vale, back with another Big Hype podcast, and, well, brought to you in association with Hype Energy Drinks and Bravose, boxing gloves and equipment. But joining me right now in the studio via America, I'm not quite sure which part of America he's in right now, or if he's in America right now, but via that way, he's come to us. Please give a big warm welcome to Justin, the Nightmare Street.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, you guys.
No, thank you very much for joining, Justin. And we always have the opening question on the podcast is this one, and it can take us in a whole different lot of directions. So I'll leave it up to you where we go with. But how and why did you get involved with, well, boxing?
Well, boxing is something that I've always had a love for, and since I was a very young child. I mean, when I was 13 years old is when I got started into a boxing gym. I grew up in a rough neighborhood. We were poor. We were the only white family in the neighborhood. So we had to learn how to fight for survival in a way, and, fight for respect. Me and my younger brother, we had to learn how to fight back to back. So the day that, my little brother didn't go to school and, I had my face kicked in and my, ribs broke or whatever else, I was, okay, I want to go and get into boxing. So my Uncle Mike took me to a boxing gym, and the rest was history. The first day I walked into a boxing gym, I was just instantly in love. Damn, I can punch somebody in the face and not get in trouble. Whoa, hold on a second. Where's this been my whole life? And then the rest, and then I did boxing for 7 years, and then I went on to MMA. I did MMA for 10 years, won 4 different titles and 2 different weight classes. I was the number 1 amateur in the state of Michigan at 135 and 125. And then I chose to go pro. And then when I went pro, I didn't have a management team on me. So, I mean, I was kind of getting fed to wolves and being lied to about opponents and, so on and so forth. Yeah. And then I seen bare-knuckle came out. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go try out for bare-knuckle. That's the next best thing, closest to a gladiator. So, I mean, that's what I want to be. So that's, it was like a dream come true.
So there's a lot of history there that you've come out through and gone. The MMA side of it, you said I nodded in agreement. I'm a ring announcer, and had a lot of shows that I started off. I started doing a lot of MMA shows and travelled up and down the UK doing that. So I know what you say about certain people, and they give you sort of records, and they say, well, this guy, and yeah, I can appreciate that one as well. So, how long were you involved with the MMA side of it, and then we'll go back a little bit further as well.
I was involved in MMA for about 10 years.
Yep. And it was what promotions was that? That was around Michigan.
Yeah, it was all in
area
Michigan.
Around there.
Yeah, it was all in Michigan. A couple in Ohio, a couple in Indiana, but majority of them all in Michigan. Yeah.
And what's the American side of it? Obviously we see the UFC side of it here in the UK because we've got quite a good setup here. Is it similar sort of size in the States over there? Is it similar sort of sizing?
I would definitely say, for all these young fighters coming up, Michigan's definitely a hot spot for MMA. If you're a young fighter, you're trying to get your name out there and you're trying to build yourself, Michigan's definitely the place to be.
So your style in regards to obviously transferring from the boxing into mixed martial arts, it gave you an opportunity to do more and try and do, sort of, rather than just stay on your feet and strike. Although your style is more aggressive in striking, from what I've watched. I've only, a couple of videos that your management sent over for me to have a little look at and stuff. So I was like, definitely an aggressive striker and obviously willingness to engage in that sort of more brawl
I appreciate
it. That's obviously evidence in those videos as well. So how did you find the transition from going from the boxing then to MMA and then from MMA to the BK or BKFC?
I found my boxing to actually help me a lot making the transition over to MMA. Because obviously, I was a stand-up fighter and I was able to, have that pressure and be in their face. And a lot of the MMA guys, they didn't really have striking. So that, as long as you were able to stop their takedown, a lot of them would be mind rattled. They wouldn't know how to bounce back or they wouldn't know how to make that adjustment or whatever else. So I would definitely say that the boxing helped me become a bigger name in the MMA as an amateur. And then obviously when I went pro, nobody would stand with me, and that's what kind of like pushed me over to the bare knuckle side of it. And since I've joined bare knuckle, I would say MMA's kind of helped me with joining the bare knuckle era, because with the clinches and the grinding conditioning classes and the hard work, grit, that you put into it, and it all kind of reverts over, and it just keeps, trickling, and you take everything you learn and you just become a sponge, you soak in everything, and then you just try to make it your own, and you make your own style, and you add different footworks to it, and, it just, like I said, you make it your own style.
Yeah, no, the fighting style, BK stuff that I've watched does emphasize that striking, that quick striking speed that you've got there as well. So it's, you said obviously champion divisions in the professional stuff. Is the UFC ever sort of in that sort of question of looking at how that worked more?
Are you saying would I fight in the UFC?
Yeah, was there opportunities to take it up to that level as well?
No, I didn't have any opportunities to go further with my MMA career. I was, like I said, I couldn't find nobody that would stand with me, and every pro fighter that was in MMA would just want to go to the ground. So it wasn't something. It just took away my interest. I fell out of love with it. It took the fun out of it. And then when I seen the bare knuckle tryouts come, they were in Alabama about 4.5 years ago. And, I was like, I gotta go down there. I gotta go try this, so I got with my wife. I'm like, listen, do you think this is a good idea? Like, what do you think about this? Like, should I do the bare knuckle thing? And she's like, yeah, like, you belong more in bare knuckle than you do in MMA. Like, you'd be way better. And, you're more of a striker. And, just gave me like all the details as to why I need to do it. So, we got a rental car, and we jumped in the car, and we drove down with our son that was not even a year old yet, and and we did the tryouts in Alabama. I never heard anything back or anything like that, and then I got a manager through CNC, and then the rest was kind of history. They got me, he got me into bare knuckle, and then I did my 3-fight contract with him, and then I was able to switch management teams. And since then, I've been with Smith Brothers, and I have no complaints whatsoever. I'm happier than ever. I feel like my career is finally where it needs to be. I feel like I'm with the people I need to be with, surrounding me wise, support wise, training me wise. It's all full circle here.
Yeah. And you've been able to, as you say, elevate yourself into that next level. You challenged, you'll be challenging for some championship gold and some other bits coming up in the future as well. Is the next one? Forgive me, I've written it down, but I can't find my note on my paper. But
yeah, so my next fight
is in
March 27th in Hollywood, Florida.
Sorry, in the back of my mind, because we were talking, I was talking to management about Dubai, and I had Dubai in the back of my mind, but I was like, not 100% sure. So,
hey, I wish I was fighting in Dubai.
Fly this man out. I guess you knew on that card. So the next one's Hollywood. Wow. Okay. Tough opponent coming up as well in that respect as well, and certainly named. Looking like it's going to be a challenge perhaps for you, or you feeling comfortable and confident already about this fight?
Big Hype Podcast, sponsored by Hype Energy Drinks.
I feel very confident going into this fight. I feel like I have the perfect training partners around me, from back at home to where I'm at now. Back at home, I have our hometown gym, Stars and Strikes MMA. Everyone there, they'll push you to your limits, striking wise. I mean, even our amateurs there are just as good as some of our pros. So I mean, it's amazing to see the growth out of those fighters as well, and then for them to be able to push you to get you to the levels that you need to be at. So I mean, it all, you know. And then now that I'm here at Smith Brothers Fighting Academy, I'm working with, you know, fighters like Eric Lozano, Angel Hernandez, Lorenzo Hunt. I mean, like, those are like guys that you know what I'm saying, that I would have never have dreamed of, you know, being in the same gym with or training with, or, you know. And Lorenzo Hunt and Angel Hernandez, I mean, those are two guys that have fighter IQ that's way up here. So, I mean, to learn from those guys, and then you're picking those guys apart and you're adding it to your own arsenal, you're doing all this stuff. I am beyond confident going into this fight. And when I go in there, I don't want a knockout. I don't want it to go quick and fast. I want this dude to punish for the whole year of making me wait of fighting him that he's got arrested back in February of last year. I mean, this is so, and then for him to just yap his mouth the whole year, it's just, this is something that needs to happen. This is a fight that's been needed to happen. And I don't feel like I'm able to move on forward in my career unless I close this chapter on him, and that's by beating him. So, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to let the hands go, and the outcome's going to win, you know?
When obviously your striking style, yeah, like I've already said about it, you give what it's take one, give one. That's very much your sort of style. You like you just said there, you're gonna take it to him, and that's it. Yeah, you're gonna see what he wants to do. He's been talking smack for a while, so he's been doing shit for this whole.
I gotta say, that's one of the things he's good at.
So obviously, is he going to land much on you? Do you think he's going to get much opportunity to? Because it's just, I don't think I understand you're going to control that fight.
I don't think he's going to have much opportunity to land much punches at all. Like I said, right off the line, I'm going forward. And, you know, you better have something to stop me with, because there's not much out there that, you know, you can hit me with that's going to stop me from coming forward. I'm going to stay in your face. I'm going to mirror you. I'm going to hawk you down the whole way, you know, the whole fight, you know, and I'm going to land my punches. I'm going to land, you know, I'm going to pick my shots, and I'm going to punish you, and I'm going to cut you open. I'm going to make you bleed. Like, that's what I'm here to do. That's what they pay me to do. They pay me to break faces, and that's exactly what I'm coming to do.
And you're fighting at the moment obviously, let's get past this, but let's get past him. And you said then obviously opportunities perhaps maybe coming your way. You're at the flyweight division at the moment. Am I right?
Bantamweight.
Bantamweight. So who else is on the radar then after this fight? Because you say obviously you're struggling a little bit to pass them, but once honestly, this is done, I'm pretty sure.
As of right now, after, you know, Russo, I'm gonna let my my management team right now, they're incredible. I couldn't ask for a better management team. They give me the right fights when the right fights are needed. So I'll let them, you know, kind of like pick and choose who's next. But there is a couple names out there that I would definitely like to see on that contract. That is for damn sure.
Okay.
And
championships? Any championships? And anyone you would drop yet. Now? Is there sort of, you know, is there someone's name you would drop now and sort of?
Not yet. I mean, I would like I would definitely like the Justin Ibarola fight back. I mean, but I don't want to fight him in Miami. So I mean, if that fight's going to happen, it's going to be out of his hometown, and it needs to be somewhere else. You know, he can't be protected for his whole career.
It's funny you say that, because obviously there are some fighters who will pick and choose who they want to see. You're very much, you know, well, I'll leave it in the management side, but, you know, if there was, you know, I can have this, I'd like that, and where you'd like it and what you'd like to do with it and take it forward. And that sounds like you've got a plan in the action then, or in the sort of ready wings, ready to go with where you want to see. So you said, but I said about championships, you just kind of went, yeah.
I mean, I'm coming. Would be nice. I mean, whoever's in the top of that division, they know I'm coming, and it's just a matter of time before I'm there. But right now, I just need to let my fists do the talking, and my actions in the ring do the talking for me right now. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. One fight at a time.
So, fight anytime, anywhere.
That's right. Yep.
Pretty much. As long as the contract signed and making
That's
the
it.
money.
Yeah, sign the contract. You
When
want
you
me
say
sign
when you
contract. I'm
when
sorry?
you said when you sang, I was like, yeah, I kind of stopped a lot. You were carrying on. I'm lovely listening to your accent. I've got to say, I love your accent as well. It's just, when you, it reminds me of Scott Steiner actually, and I'm probably just saying that because I've been listening to a lot of podcasts with Scott Steiner this week. But that reminds me of Scott Steiner. So you're 33% of a chance, and all that sort of stuff. But you're obviously, I find the mentality around it and the brutality around BKF, BKFC, BKB, whatever you want to call it, just bare-knuckle. How do you deal with the brutality of it? I mean, how much sort of conditioning do you have to go through to get yourself into that sort of position? In more than you were in the MMA world, or more than you were in the boxing world?
I mean, we're training, 2 to 3 times a day, hours upon hours. So, I mean, sun up to sundown, you're in the gym, you're grinding, you're sacrificing time away from your family, your kids, your life. You're 3,000 miles away from your home. I mean, it's the preparation for a fight it's endless. I mean, you can never have enough preparation. And it's you always got to get that work in. You always got to push yourself to be better the next day, and that's the goal. If you're able to look yourself in the mirror and not feel like you got better that day, or because you took it half-ass or whatever else, then I'm saying you're only cheating yourself. So you come into this gym and you got to be able to flick that switch. It's grind time. You're here to grind. You're here to be better than you were yesterday. So
yeah. A lot of fighters will, after their fights, go off on a break on a sort of thing. Are you one of these boxers that will now, once you've done this and you've done, the fight is done and dusted and you've got the win,
I'll take my break when I retire. I'll take my break when I retire. And I'm able to sit back and watch my son, put damage into the divisions. But, until then, I'm not going to stop until I have that belt around my waist. And, yeah, I mean, the sky's the limit with the team I have down behind me and the people I have behind me, the support team I have behind me. I mean, it's completely different now. I mean, this is, a new experience for me to have, this much supporters behind me and, a true management team that believes in me is, that's huge, so I have the right coaches that believe in me, the management team that believes in me. I have a family that believes in me. So it's just, to have all that support in you and all these people that believe in you, there's no reason for you not to have that belief in yourself. And, that's what makes me push forward every single day, being 3,000 miles away from my family, I can't see my son. I can't, so I'm in this gym. I'm grinding sun up to sundown to be better, to, make sure that this isn't no waste of time. This is, this is for the best. And this is to open up doors for him.
When you're now where you are at the moment, obviously, as you say, you're going for the championships, you're going for the divisions, you're going to just make a name for yourself in this sport.
Oh,
100%. Was there a consideration of going into professional boxing or back into boxing after MMA, or is that door well that
regular
close
boxing? I mean, I hate to say it, regular boxing to this day is it's you don't know what's real, what's fake now. I mean, you got guys that are just blowing fights. You got guys that are just throwing fights away because they're looking for that big paycheck, or they're going into that fight already knowing that the judges are already scoring it against this guy because it's for another promotion, or whatever else the case may be. So I would say like stunts like that has ruined regular boxing, and that's why nowadays, I mean, it's it's not fun to watch. It's not, BKFC is taking over, and that's because it's real. You're getting these guys that are meeting 3 feet from each other in the center of a ring, and they're giving everything they have going forward, blood, sweat, and tears, until one hand's raised at the end. I mean, that's why it's the fastest growing combat sport today, and that's because people want to see action, people want to see realism, people want to see blood. They want they want to see all those stuff. And that's exactly what BKFC gives.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. I mean, there's some certainly definitely some politicking and other things, and like you say, about handpicking fights and well, I'll throw this fight, but I'll make it up on the next ones, etc. All those sort of things. I can see why, and fans feel the same way. They kind of go, well, it's not really, well, we watched this Logan Paul fight, or we lost this, or we watched that, and not dropping that name, but it's just there are, like you say, there are those ones out there, and realism is the thing. You are absolutely right. You're 3-4 feet away from each other to start off with in the square, in the square, and away you go, and it's the best man win. Simple as that. There's no sort of, well, it is the best man win, and that's simply the thing. That's awesome. When you've sort of finished, as you said, you've already alluded to this, for you've got a little nightmare there at home who wants to step into and follow in Dad's footsteps as well.
Yeah, he's a little prodigy.
The prodigy, okay. Yeah. I like it. So you'll see yourself moving into a sort of more coaching sort of capacity, following on with that.
Of course. My son, my career is over, and I choose to hang up the skin off my knuckles, or the gloves. I mean, whatever you want to call it these days. But it's always to take backseat to my son. It's watch his life now blossom. Watch him grow. I can't do this forever. Everyone. We all have our ticker, and I don't feel like mine's anywhere close by all means. But there is going to come a time to where, I definitely take that back seat to my son's career. And, I'd rather watch his career grow, and, I put it more into his career than, I would ever my own. So I want what's best for him, all my kids.
Good stuff. We have a little closing tradition on the podcast where I just ask you which one you prefer, and it's an either or. It's some very simple questions. So the first one is Southpaw or Orthodox? Which one do you prefer?
As an opponent?
Whichever.
Orthodox.
Orthodox. Body shots or head shots?
Body shots.
Train alone or with a partner?
With a partner. It's always better to train with somebody.
Good man. I know you're doing this three times a day, several hours a day, but are you an early bird or are you a night owl?
I'm a little bit of both. It all depends on the day. Some days I'm up early, ready to go. I'm anxious, Yeah. And then there's nights where, I can't sleep, like, before a fight or anything like that, because I'm so anxious. So, it's a little bit of both. But I definitely prefer training more in the afternoon versus, in the morning.
Okay. Heavy bag or speed bag or no bag?
Heavy bag.
Underdog or favorite?
And the what?
Underdog or the favorite?
And the dog or the favorite?
Yeah, being the underdog. So
I love to be the underdog. I've been the underdog in all my fights, and I love that people sleep on me. I love that, they just instantly look at my picture and they're like, oh yeah, this guy don't know anything. He's going to lose. Oh yeah, it's this, great. Thank you so much for making me the underdog, because guess what? You're giving me so many more followers when I make this win happen. So I love being the underdog. I always root for the underdog too. You always got to root for the underdog.
You got to root for the underdog. Yeah, you got to. Absolutely. But gym, in the gym or outside training?
In the what? Sorry, you kind of cut out after that.
Sorry, Justin. Are you a gym person or are you outdoor training person?
Oh, I'm a gym person all day long.
Okay. Short and powerful punches or long and technical?
A little bit of both. I like to stay on the outside. I like to pick my shots. But I also like to get in and, drop that damage as well. So, a little bit of both.
Bit of both. Fight dirty or fight clean?
I'd rather win clean than ever win dirty.
Loud crowd or quiet atmosphere?
The louder the crowd, the better I am. So, when I get that crowd into it and that crowd's behind me, it's like a snowball rolling downhill. It's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Good man. The quick knockout or strategic win, which would you prefer?
Everyone loves a quick knockout. Everyone loves a quick night in the office. But for this one, I would definitely love to punish this guy. I don't want him to look for an easy way out. I don't want him to go to sleep quick. No, stay in there and take this 5 rounds of beating that I have to give to you, because I want you to take every last pain that I felt this whole last year.
Good. I'm looking forward to this now. I'm excited now for this. We do have one final question, and it's probably a bit more because it's British, but we'll throw it at you and see which way you think of it. Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury? If that fight ever was made and ever happened.
Tyson Fury.
It's a British fight.
I'm taking Tyson Fury. Yeah. When Tyson Fury's in the zone and he's, he's getting the right training in and he's grinding it out, I don't think Tyson Fury's beatable.
Would you like to see him transfer over to BKFC?
100%, yeah. I think that'd be a good one. Awesome. I think that'd be a good one for bare-knuckle.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. How do people get involved and follow you? How do they get involved in the story? Get behind you?
Follow me on Instagram, Justin Street, Nightmare 125. Or you can follow me on Facebook, Justin Street. Yeah.
Just get involved and follow the story because I'm sure there's a lot more to come.
Follow me on YouTube as well. I mean, all my videos are all on YouTube. Just type it in. Hit that like button. Yeah. Follow me along.
Subscribe as well. Get behind this guy because I'm sure we're going to see more of you going forward as well, Justin.
Yes, sir.
So, thank you very much, Justin, for joining me on the Big Hype podcast tonight. And we look forward to seeing you in the fight on the 27th of March, live and exclusive from Hollywood. And we're going to be rooting for you. I'm going to be rooting for you.
Hey, thank you. Hey, thank you guys for having me. It means a lot.
Mate, no worries at all. Thank you so much again for joining us. Have a great evening.
You do the same thing.
Or whatever time it is over there. What time is it?
It's all 5:30 here.
5:30. Well, it's 9:30 here, so there we go. Yep. I'm off to bed. You can keep training because you've got to get your fight ready for it, mate.
Yes, sir. And you enjoy the rest of the night.
You too. Take care. Good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Hey, I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this and follow this on all of the platforms that you're following your podcasts on, and keep it locked in for every Tuesday. We'll be launching a new podcast. So keep it on the Big Hype podcast.